Hello, and welcome to another edition of Emotions Expert. I'm John Rushton. A very popular topic is that of happiness. Happiness is essential to our lives. Happiness does so much to us other than just making us feel good. It's actually got a medical scenario to it as well. If you're happy, you tend to feel better. You tend to look at things with a better light. Things happen better around you. You feel more confident. You feel more at one with yourself. All the good things if you're happy. And if things go wrong and you're happy, you tend to cope better because they don't seem as bad. They seem you can cope with things a lot better. You feel more cool, calm, and collect. You see other things in a different light. And when people around you are getting distressed and shouting and screaming, you can see that, but you don't pick it up. You don't take it on board. You actually look at it and think, okay, I know they're stressed or something's not right. But if I get stressed, it's not going to help at all. Nothing is going to change. So why should I? I'm going to remain happy because it's good for me. And I think you've got to look at life like that yourself. Happiness is something you create. It's not something which you have, you're given, you've got, you've won. Okay, you could win the lottery and it could make you feel happy, but that's today. And if someone gives you something or for your birthday or whatever, yes, the feeling is I'm happy because of this, providing you like what they've given you. But yes, it's a feeling you're happy. But the overall feeling of happiness, the feeling which resonates throughout the whole of your body, is that which you have created yourself. It's something which is actually interlocked in here in your mind and something which you have decided to be. I have decided to be happy regardless, because if I'm not happy, life is not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. And there are some people who are always unhappy, always whinging, always moaning, always complaining, always have an excuse. And they're miserable so-and-sos. They're not nice people. They are basically what they call emotional vampires. All they do is suck the energy from you about whinging, oh, my situation, if you knew, and I've been through this and I've been through that. I don't care what you've been through. That was then. I cannot change it. Only you can change your thought process to now. And if you tell me what's happened with a better or, then it'll be far, far more comprehensible to me. But I don't want to sit and hear you whinge for hours or ages just for the sake of it. Because if you've got wingitis, go to somebody else. It's not good to be around people who are negative. I know negative things happen, and I know people get upset, including yourself, probably when things don't go well, particularly if it's relationships or illnesses or finance or something of that nature. It does play heavily on your emotional strings, and it can make you quite tearful. But by and large, happiness is something you've decided to be, because if being unhappy would make things go well, then yes, be unhappy. Do whatever makes you unhappy. Start screaming, start crying out for sympathy, do whatever you want to do. But it doesn't. It really cheeses people off when people are like that, because there's nothing you can do. All they want is sympathy. It's this emotional vampires thing again. All they want is sympathy. If you decide to be happy, your health improves, your immune system improves, the way you look at life improves. If you're looking for a job or something, you see more of these available. If you're negative and you're complaining about what you've got and I haven't got a job, it flies by because you're looking at the negative aspect of life. You're not engaging with what is positively out there and in front of you. If you are positive, if you are happy, you will gain more action from people. People like actually helping happy people, even in hospitals and things like that. People get more help or better quality help because you've only got to hear the nurses saying, oh, it's that patient in bed 6, what a whinging person they are, and that kind of thing. And this happens all the way down the line. If you're a whinging so-and-so, it's no good. you're really not doing yourself any favors. And it may make yourself feel good just by whinging, because it gives you some degree of understanding and in thought process for yourself. But there's no trophy to be negative. There's nothing to be gained. You just put people off wanting to help you. I mean, why should somebody help you when the chances are you're going to be negative in your response? There's none at all. So people will keep away from you. And many people, I know this for a fact from in the media, who are negative, people will say, well, I'd have given so-and-so this job or helped this person. But, they just whinge and moan, and I just can't bring myself to talk to them. And this is quite a common thing. People understand it. It actually radiates from you negativity. And people who are negative do lose out a lot. They can maybe be lucky in certain circumstances and get something through their credentials or whatever, but after a while, it starts to become a hollow success, and nothing is very, very good at all. They start to see that things are not that really good in life, and that nobody is around them to help them. They may get some kind of help scenario, but that's it. It's the minimal. It's the lowest you can possibly get. When you're happy, you do things differently. You dress better, you eat better, your health is far more superior, your mental health increases immeasurably. I mean, it really is a very, very good point for your mental health, because you don't take on the negativity. And it also gives you the ability to say no. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not being bullied into doing that. I'm not being coerced into doing that. I'm not being forced into doing that. I don't like it and I'm not doing it. Whereas if you're in a negative situation, you tend to acquiesce and say, okay, all right. Oh, and now I've got this. It's another burden you can whinge and moan and complain about. It's something you can make a meal out of, just going over and over again. But the person who has decided to be happy is you. And when you are happy, you look at, as I just mentioned, you look at things differently, and people see the difference in you. There's a way you can relate to them just by visually, just by looking, and the whole aura around you improves quite a lot. It's something which you have got to decide. And you see lots of things on YouTube and various other things about happiness, and do this, or the 8 steps to happiness, or the 9 steps to happiness. There's no such thing. Happiness is a one-stop decision. I am going to be happy. I don't care how bad things are. I'm not going to burst into tears, because it'll only make me feel worse. I'm going to be happy. And you may be happy even if you feel like you want to burst into tears also, but nevertheless, you're not going to, because you decided that this mode of understanding and living life is a far superior one, and you get out of things more easily. You readily get better help. You see a better future. You see people who want you in their future because they like you. So that's a positive aspect. There's somewhere to go, something to do, something to see, something to understand. And it gives you a boost on understanding all of these things. And so when you come to the conclusion that, things are not going well, just look in the mirror and think, right, they're not going well, but this is only a temporary thing. They're going to get better. But there's no reason why I should be unhappy during this piece at this time. I want to be happy now through the whole thing. So when I come out of it, I'm going to be even happier still. So always make a choice that you need to be happy.